Today I wanted to talk about a concept that is really misunderstood in my opinion, and it's going to be about unity, the illusion of separation, and the term that many people use as of the creator or God or reality, or you call it whatever you want. The problem I see in general, I'm not saying all religions or spiritual practices, but in most of them, what I see as a pattern, that they all claim that the individual should be repressed, the individual is going to disappear, and is going to turn into what is real, and what is real is this higher consciousness or God, or you name it, whatever you want. But it's just as unhealthy as when you are in a relationship with a person, when we talk about one-on-one relationships, and the person gives up the self in order to be with the person. That is an unhealthy way of seeing things, and we can see it as you completely, you make me whole, because when you want to have a healthy relationship, you actually have two whole individuals that create a healthy relationship. You don't have two halves, or you don't have one whole and one empty. And that is exactly the same when we get to the collective or unity, that instead of you have all of these people giving up the self, giving up their individuality, you actually have healthy individuals that create this healthy collective, because the collective is the sum of individuals. And the other thing I really want you to think about, that when you think about the illusion of separation, what these practices are talking about, you give up yourself and you become this. That's already a separation. What you have to realize is that you two are already one, but you are on a developmental stage. And I don't know other religions, but my religion, I don't follow, by the way, talks about the children of God. And this is, I would say, half true, because it's not the children of God in my opinion. It's actually the child state of this final state, which actually makes these one. Because as soon as you even call it creator, you call it divine, you call it something different, it already gives the idea of separation. And by the way, when I got connected to this other awareness system and I asked, who are you? It didn't say I am your God. It didn't say I am this or that. It actually called itself I am all of us, which actually reinforces the idea that we are just a member of this one system, but at the same time we are the system itself as well. And it even told me the following, that is really explains what this is, that without you I couldn't exist, and without me you couldn't exist either. We are the same. We always were, even when we were and are apart. And when you start seeing other people like this, that they are just as important in the system as you are, they are a representation, a developmental stage of this wholeness, that's when you are going to become calmer and see people very differently. And instead of judging them, you are going to become a version of yourself who listens and starts to ask questions from the other people, tries to understand other people. So you open up your mind and open up your heart. And this is your very first step of self-realization, and later on to become a part of unity. Because when you accept other people's opinions, that's when you allow them within yourself. But at the same time, it's also very important that you accept and you recognize your own weaknesses, and instead of repressing them, you try to communicate with those parts within, to accept them, and to understand the separation. The separation had to happen because reality is frequencies, and frequency is like, even when you have 100 frequency, 100 hertz, it can go from 0 to, and then there is 100, there is 0, then 0 point or whatever, like you just keep going up, 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 up until you reach the very end. But in order to be these lower frequencies, you have to break apart. There has to be separation, unfortunately. And at the very core, this is what we all share. That's the same core wound for everyone in any realities, that we couldn't accept ourselves because it was not an option. And it was not an option because there are other rules in reality, and that is coming from physics, that you can't put 10 liters of water into a 1 deciliter cup, and that's it, simple as that. And as soon as you have different awareness systems, your cup size actually increases. But you should imagine that you have now a 2 deciliter cup, then you have a 10 deciliter cup, you have a 5 deciliter cup, but the problem is that these are separate, and what you have to do is you have to connect them, so you have a bigger one to let more energies in, to let more information in, and to make them working together instead of working against each other. Because in reality, when you go deeper within yourself and you see those dark parts, those are the dark parts in other people as well. So the more you know yourself, you are going to understand and know others as well. That's why these religious practices that teach you to disconnect from the darker parts are not healthy for you. Because whatever you can't see and can't accept within yourself, you won't be able to accept in others either. And this creates separation. And this is vice versa, that the things you see in others, those things are within you as well. And if you can't accept those things in others, you won't be able to allow to come up within yourself as well. And what that means is that we all have different parts, but at a different, I would say, percentage. So for example, when you see a psychopath, that version of you is within you as well, but the percentage is going to be different. It's in all of us because we all share the exact same nervous system. But the problem is that these are like different areas within you, different skills, and when you have only one predominantly, that is unhealthy. But when you have all of them in an equal way, they are going to work together, and that is going to become healthy, and that is actually what creates wholeness. And to give you an example, because this was very difficult for me as well to understand, is that, for example, when you take a psychopath who just hurts others and is fearless and kind of delusional, they think that they are on the top of the earth. On its own, it's extremely unhealthy and destructive. But as soon as you mix it with another skill, and that's unconditional love, for example, that person with this mixture is going to become a hero who is able to protect others and save others, because they have this internal part when they can repress their fear and just go against something. But at this time, when it's mixed with something healthy, they are able to actually protect again and help others. And you also have to understand that the lower something is within you, the lower brainwave it is, and the lower part of the nervous system it is, the more childlike that stage is. The earlier they were repressed either by your parents or society or by you, you just don't remember. And what you have to do as a unity, you have to create unity within yourself as well. You have to erase the separation within yourself as well. So these parts of you won't work against each other. They are going to work with each other together, and that's how you create equality and unity within yourself. And when you allow these lower repressed parts, you have to create a boundary, in a sense that you don't allow these upcoming parts to hurt others, but the way to see them and allow them to grow up, because now they are in a childlike state, you have to let them talk to you. You have to let them show who they are and help them to grow up. So in conclusion, if you are searching for unity, if you are wishing to become one with everyone else, first you have to do that within yourself. See you in my next video.